Alright, so you guys have created the roster, and now we are going to do add a new column, salary column, and we're going to do a sum function here down at the bottom that will average all those numbers for you. So you're going to need to add a new row and a new column. So we need to get our sheet open. So if you go to the waffle once you've signed in and go to Drive, I already have it there, but let's do it again. You're going to see it's going to give you your quick access and the things you've recently done, and that's the last thing I opened and worked on, so it's the first one that's available to me. So we need to get some salaries though first, so you need to get a new tab, and I already started. I typed in Shaquille O'Neal average player salary. So you can type in the player's name and put average player salary, and it'll give you that information. So you might have to, you're probably going to go one by one and just type that in. So let's go back. Or you know what, let's look at it real quick. You can see all the averages, and you can use any of those numbers. But let's say we have random players, can't find it. We have a different sport. I'll use a common sport still, but you might have to just type in the average salary for that position as a professional. So let's do average player salary for point guard in the NBA. So Kyrie Irving gives you some players. You can look at point guard contracts and see what they make, and some of these players you're not going to know. Alonzo Ball, 2021, will make $7 million as his average, as a salary, so you can use that. But you need to look those numbers up. So once you have them, we can go back to our document, and we need to add a row with a sum function and a column. So I'm going to copy this one. The way to do it, you can click and drag and move across, so you can click and hold the shift and get the first one and the last one in there. If you're holding shift, it'll select everything in between, and I can just right click and copy, and then right click and paste. You might get an error that says, oh, you can't do that, you're going to have to use the shortcut. Fine, I'll just use the shortcut, which is for paste is Control V, and there you go. Alright, I'm going to delete this information here, and you can do the same thing. You can click and drag or hold the shift key and get the first one and the last one, and it'll select everything in between. In Word, you'd have to click on a button to remove or clear stuff in there. In Google Docs, you just got to find it on the keyboard, the word delete, and click that button, and it deletes everything in there. The reason I did it that way, so I have the borders correct, but let's do it a different way for our columns. Because watch, if you do this and you go ahead and put borders on this thing, you might not get it right. I have a lighter border point on there, because if you go look, you'll see I changed it. Wrong one. I changed it to the second one. I need to change to that second one and make it a little darker. All right, so to kind of match it up. All right, remember we got to have this cover the entire section of columns, so we got to select the two cells there and merge them, and it'll now be right in the center. The other part is we got to put a new title in there. We're going to do average salary. You can tell I made that bold, center, or vertically and horizontally centered. And it looks like I have a different font. What do I have? Oh, I have 12 for that, so let's change that to 12. All right, so a couple things you need to change formatting. We got to change this to dollars, because if you see, if I put 22, it's just going to put a number 22, but we have to put a different kind of currency, or tell it what it to look like in those cells, and not just be a regular number. So we need to format that. So the other thing we need to do is we need to do a sum function. So let's go ahead and do that. So right up here, this Greek looking letter is a function, and if you know it, go ahead and just start typing it. Equals average, and you can type in basically kind of like a code to tell you what you want that to happen in that cell. But most of us don't know what that is and don't know how to do that yet. So we'll click in that bottom right corner. So that's where we want the information to go. and we're going to do an average of all our players. You can see it gives you an example here. An average should be, this is called a range. They're saying, well, you can do a range like A2 to A100. So cells A2 to A all the way down to 100 way down there is gonna give you the average. No, we don't want that. What we want is, and it's this nice. You could type it in there. Just click in up here and type in the cell, which is H3. But if you've got it selected, it's asking you what cells you want to average. So we're going to click on the first one, hold the shift key down, click on the last one, and look. H3 to H27 it's going to average. That's what we want, so we hit enter. And so now 22 plus 22 is 44, divided by 2 is 22. That's the average salary. So let's do 65. Oh, now it's got a different one. See, as you put the numbers there, it's going to change. But we do want to format all these to be in a dollar sign. So we go up there and we are going to format the number. And you can see there's some accounting ones and financial, and this is how it will look. Currency, which I would suggest. You can do more formats and look at more currencies. I would just click on the currency one, and there you go, 36.33. So as you start averaging, putting regular monies in there, which is going to be big, you'll start to see the average will start going up there, and it'll just calculate it for you. So you don't have to count this up. All right, let's see if I'm missing anything. Oh, average salary. So right down here, we might have to make that cell bigger when we get the double arrow, because that word is going to be a little bit bigger. Let's make this right align. And we're going to make that bold. And continue, minus all 12, so we're going to keep that same thing. I think these are all 12. Oh, no, they're 10, but I still like that. Let's keep that the way it is. All right, so that's the way it should look. Should have borders, making sure everything's aligned correctly. I might align that center as well, like I have done these other ones. You should do a double check and start looking at everything in your cells and have consistency. And actually, I don't care if that's aligned left or right or center. I would put this probably center, because I think that looks better when you got totals in the right spot. I would do something like that. But if you're going to do all these right align or left align or center, make sure that's all consistent. And that's it.